Welcome back to Triple B Movie Reviews. This is Jake with the invincible Ed. With our beard
Wow, our beards.
and our B movies. What do we have today, Ed?
Oh man, we got a cinematic masterpiece today. This is an older movie. It's the 1960s. It's called Spiderbaby.
Spiderbaby, the maddest story ever told.
It was actually that was one of the titles it was released under. Apparently, in reading up on it, the movie was made in the mid-60s and wasn't released. And it's been released under the name of Spiderbaby. It's been released under Maddest Story Ever Told and one or two other names 10 years later, you see. And it's kind of become a cult classic, and I can see why.
Really? I'd never heard of it until you...
I hadn't either, but that's what they said in the description. So it's got to be true.
Let's add to the cult, so give them her own
Okay,
name.
this is Lon Chaney Jr.,
The Wolfman.
the Wolfman, original Wolfman. As an older man, he is a caretaker of this old mansion that's way removed from everything, gated off kind of deal, and the children of this guy who's passed away, and he's watching these children. And
Virginia, Elizabeth, and Ralph.
don't forget Ralph. Ralph's important. But anyway, they have this degenerative disease.
Mary's disease? Is that what
Mary's syndrome.
Mary's
yeah,
syndrome.
That only exists in that one family, where after mid-childhood, like they're 10, 11 years old, then their brain starts to erode.
Evolve, yeah.
Right, and they become mentally retarded and somewhat homicidal, apparently.
I think they called it
worse and worse.
prime evil. They become primal.
Right. They get to a point where they're cannibalistic and, Well, anyway, so he's watching these children for the past
Couple years.
father.
Yeah.
But it looked like it'd been several years or quite a few years in this decaying mansion when he's looked up by a couple of fairly distant relatives. Mm-hmm. They bring their lawyer and they want to take
And the lawyer's assistant.
guardianship of these children so that they can get what's left of the family fortune. And it just goes on from there. They stay the night and get wrapped up into all this stuff that's going on in this house. It is a good movie.
Yes, it was pretty enjoyable.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, wow. Well, spoiler alert, part of my favorite part is going to involve the end. But I enjoyed Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney was really good. You could tell, though, that this was he was at the end of his career.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's, it's not classic, although Lon Chaney was never, Orson Welles or...
No, he had his own particular charm.
Yeah. But he was really good. When the people show up and he starts getting flustered, you can really tell that he's playing that well. He looks...
Yeah.
So I thought he was really good. The two girls... Elizabeth and Virginia were great.
Yeah, they were.
Creepy as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was dating a girl and I showed up and those were her kids, we're done dating.
Yeah, we're out of here.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was good. I really enjoyed the story. It didn't try to be something that it wasn't.
Right.
And the ending is great.
Yeah.
You've got...
Yeah, that's...
With Lon Chaney decides that because everybody is so just going to be a problem. I mean, they're going to be in an insane asylum because they're so twisted. He just blows them up.
Yeah, it just blows up the whole house and everybody in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Lon Chaney Jr. has always had the ability, and you saw it in The Wolfman, of really portraying his feelings as that character, his despair, and like I said, I think it was never more apparent than in this movie. Mm-mm. That's one thing I think he does better than almost anybody, because you got that in The Wolfman, that his personal being upset about the situation.
And during the dinner, he kind of or falters between, "Hey, look at what we do. Be proud of us,"
Yeah.
And we do some weird stuff. You may not want to eat that.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have enjoyed it if they'd explained what Virginia was eating. That he didn't want Peter.
He didn't think he'd want it.
Yeah, he didn't.
And it had bugs in it, obviously.
See, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But I know that she offered it to him, and he was like going to take it. And Lon Chaney goes,
And as he said that, it showed a picture of the spoon, and there was like things doing their stuff in there. And, oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, it was obvious in the movie that that they were staying removed from everybody
on purpose.
They were trying to stay out of sight because they just knew. Obviously, if they were ever discovered and the authorities became aware of this place, it was done. Mm-hmm. He wasn't going to be able to keep doing what the master had wanted him to do. So, all in all, this is a movie I think everybody should see, young or old.
If you enjoy movies that are a little older, if you enjoy movies that other movies have been inspired by, then yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, and talk about low budget. This was black and white when everything else was being filmed in color.
Yeah, it is like
this
65,
is in the mid-60s.
Yeah. So what was your negative?
I did not have. The only part I didn't enjoy was the very, very first when this guy's reading this description of this disease out of a book.
I noticed that.
And then it morphs into the story. Now, that's not all that uncommon for a movie made in that day. I've seen that approach before. But I just didn't care this much for it. That's the only thing I could... All the acting was decent.
Although it did play in, because at the end you have him finishing reading it up, and it's him with his family.
Right. He was the, cousin? Brother of this gal?
They kept calling him Uncle Peter, so...
Yeah. He was a family member somehow. Just distant.
I thought that it was good. My only negatives were that some of the stuff was kind of out of place. The aunt and the uncles were down in the basement.
Right.
And there was a scene or two where they got a hold of them and they were pulled down, they couldn't get away, but then there was another scene or two where they got away. So it was like no rhyme or reason to...
Oh, I don't know about that. But
it just seemed to fit the plot. They were in the same spot being grabbed by the same people, but it fit the plot for them to get away in that scene. It didn't fit the plot for them to get away in the other one.
Right.
I don't like that.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't make the movie bad.
Yeah, I didn't notice it particularly. It just seemed like...
Another thing that I thought was either positive or negative, it's just something was when they got the cat.
Oh, I thought
and they
that
cooked
was
it.
hilarious.
I thought that was really
great.
funny as well. And it's not negative for me, but I don't know that you
introduced it to the table as rabbit.
Well, he didn't. He just pulled the cloche off, and the Peter said it was rabbit. And
okay.
It was a lie by omission.
I see.
And I'm not saying that...
He allowed them to think.
Yeah, it's not negative for me, but sometimes my kids watch this with us, and it might be, if you're watching this with a younger female type, she may be offended by that.
I would just think that was even... I'd enjoy that as much as watching the movie.
I thought it was funny as hell. Yeah. Which was even better when he was like, well, we let Ralph keep his kills.
Yeah, we let him eat. They were vegetarian because supposedly eating flesh progressed this disease
the protein
faster.
Made,
Yeah, but they let Ralph eat anything.
It was like a mad cow disease almost, yeah.
That was kind of the idea, yeah.
So what's your grade?
I'm sorry, but this has got to be a 3. This was one of those that not only was there nothing bad, it was well done, the acting was okay. There really wasn't any special effects, but there wasn't a need for any. There was a little bit of makeup. It was good. This is one of those movies that you will continue to think about later on. I've watched it more than once. Gone back to it on purpose to hunt it up because I wanted to see it again. It's just one of those that kind of sticks in your mind.
I did not feel like it was that exciting. I am going to go with I give it a 2.5 because a lot of times we watch these movies, and I'm not going to lie to you, we fit this into a schedule of work, and sometimes you'll watch half the movie and then you come back to it. And I did watch this all in one sitting. Had things come up that I could have stopped it and went, and I ended up watching it all. And I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's in the 3 realm. I'm gonna go 2.5.
Can't disagree with you more. But
it's one of the better ones we've watched.
This is something that deserves to be a classic, I think.
I can deal with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that brings us to the Ed's favorite part of the video. The question of the day.
Damn it! It's question time again.
So today's video question is, name a movie that you enjoyed that had a famous actor that people don't remember that person being in it. Today,
this is perfect for this movie because the retarded brother in this movie
was Sid Haig.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him at the time.
Sid Haig is the Captain Spaulding in House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Reject. Although, did you go and look him up? He's been in like 150 movies.
Really? I'll have to look at it.
If you look at this movie, it's almost like a bookend. You have Lon Chaney that was obviously close to being done with his career, and Sid Haig that was in his first couple films.
Right.
But even with this, he'd been in a few.
Is that right?
150 plus.
He's got kind of a distinctive face, and I guess that helps.
So, that being your choice for unknown actor
that
in the movie?
Would be, well, I mean, it's not uncommon in B, especially in the older ones. It's not uncommon to see somebody in a movie that later on turned out to be big.
Yep.
That's just not uncommon.
That being said, mine would be either Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street or Kevin Bacon in the original Friday the 13th.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with Spiderbaby.
You got anything for him?
Damn it! This is terrible. All right, folks. Send more questions. Watch more B movies. This stuff's really important. Have a good one.